But don't get all excited, you're not gonna see a cold start video. We don't do that on our farm. They put block heaters on tractors for a reason, and we're gonna utilize ours. Because there's one thing I don't like doing. I don't like fixing stuff when I don't have to, and I don't like replacing batteries and burning up starters. All right, we just got back to the shop, and you can tell we got a few toys out here. We're gonna try and do a little bit of playing, but before we play, gotta finish work. Yeah, we need to go break ice on the pond for a steer so they can get some water. To do that, we're gonna use our loader tractor. But don't get all excited, you're not gonna see a cold start video. We don't do that on our farm. They put block heaters on tractors for a reason, and we're gonna utilize ours. See if I can get the plug to go in there. I think it's been run over. There we go. Yeah, that's one thing you're not going to see on this channel. You're not going to see needless cold start videos just for content. I don't like starting engines up in this weather unless we absolutely need the tractor, and I sure as heck ain't going to start a cold engine just so viewers can watch the smoke come out of the exhaust. And if I do start something, it's going to be after it's been plugged in. You know, I see it all over TikTok, see it on YouTube. This guy's going out there for content and starting their diesel engines when it's cold just so everybody can hear them womp, 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 see smoke coming out. Man, my equipment's too expensive, and that kind of stuff is too hard on the equipment, starting a cold diesel engine when that oil's just thick, just needless wear and tear. So you're not going to see needless cold start videos on this channel. We only start equipment if we absolutely need to do it, and then only after warming up, if possible, with a block heater. Because there's one thing I don't like doing. I don't like fixing stuff when I don't have to. And I don't like replacing batteries and burning up starters. All right, it's been block heater been going about an hour. Let's see if she'll crank up. And apparently we got some more snow this morning while I was going to the auction. Kelly says it snowed like another inch or two, and you can definitely tell. All right, it fell down in there, and yeah, that engine block feels pretty nice and warm. There she goes. This is about as a cold nature tractor as I've ever had. Even with a block heater, still got a crank on it. You can only imagine how hard it would be on that tractor, on the engine and the starter, if I didn't have a block heater plugged in. In reality, I probably should have plugged it in before I left for the auction this morning. I'll let it sit here and run a few minutes, let it warm up before I try to move it, because there ain't no heater on that transmission, and I know that oil is cold. All right, apparently the cold weather killed my wireless mic, so I had to do a voice over here, but anyway, what we're going to do is just going to nose up here in the pond, try to set the bucket down on it and break the ice, and probably try and pull some of that ice back out of the water. And ice looks pretty thick. Looks like it could be 2 to 3 inches thick already. Ain't no way I do this with a 2-wheel drive tractor. I just ease on around over here, try to get a little bit more broken out and scraped out. All right, you look at my fence there, you can kind of see where the cows went through, where those were right behind those cattle panels. I ran 4 new strands of barbed wire behind it and then put those cattle panels up there and kind of tied them up. It's not going to be a permanent fix, it's kind of a temporary fix, just a little row crop farmer engineering going on right there. But you look at this whole fence, Andy and I will probably put new posts and restring it probably sometime this summer. Now y'all can't see it up in there. The cows are up there in the barn feeding. Grandpa just fed them. They getting a belly full right now. All right, we got that done. We're gonna ease on back to the gym. Go ahead and plug this thing in. So hopefully it'll be a little bit easier start tomorrow if it just stays plugged in, cause it looks like we'll probably be busting ice pretty much every day this week. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold all the way through the weekend, according to weatherman. Yep, we still got snow on the ground. Still loving this cold weather. All right, Eddie. I noticed this when I was walking around yesterday to see if you can spot the same thing I did. What about the truck doesn't look quite right?
It's a little crooked, that is for sure.
Yeah, it looked like it's leaning a little to the right there, didn't it? All right, see if you can spot exactly what's causing that.
Basically sitting down on the tires over here.
Yeah, it's definitely sitting down low, but why is that?
Let's see here.
There's a hint, you can see it from the rear.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't know if I can't see it or not. I was looking for a
Well, I had a hard time seeing it too till I compared it to the left-hand side.
Oh. Our leaf springs are flattened out.
Nah.
Oh, this one broke an ear off of that one.
Yeah, your main spring right there is completely broke off, so this isn't supporting anything. Maybe a little bit on the other end, but not anything on this end, because that's the one that comes up and catches up under the frame. Just like that one right there.
I hope nobody was behind me on that one. Is that loose?
Well, I don't think it's been done long, because I didn't notice it last week, and that's pretty obvious.
It couldn't have been. I mean, there's no way.
It probably broke whenever you were maneuvering it around to get it up under the shed here, be my guess. So anyway, I found best one can get it in today. Don't know if they'll be able to get it fixed today, just depending if we can find a leaf spring or not, but they can get it in over there. But we got to unload this truck. It's fully loaded. I don't think they want to jack up 60,000 pounds. So let's pull it down there to grain bin, get her unloaded, and you can head on over to best one.
All right. Well, let's see if she turns on and get to it.
Yeah, well, I think she'll crank up. The brakes might be froze up though, if there's any kind of moisture in the line. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I don't want to have to thaw brakes out today. All right, she ought to crank up. I would have had it plugged up, but our block heater is not working on this truck, I believe. And anyway, it's always been excellent about cranking, so hopefully it doesn't prove me wrong now. Degrees out here, and she cranked up. Took a little longer than I like. And I absolutely hate cranking on an engine, but it's not gonna get any warmer for the rest of the week, and we got some grain to haul. I sure wouldn't be doing this just to show y'all blowing some smoke, just for content. All right, now it's fired up. Let's hope the brakes ain't froze up. Well, for those of y'all saying, the reason you like cold weather is you obviously never had to mess with cattle. You don't have to work outside during the winter. As y'all see, it's all. Well, I had to break ice for our steers yesterday and having to shovel snow to open up the grain pit. I don't mind cold weather, don't mind it a bit. I don't have to worry about sweating in cold weather. I can work all day long in this stuff. I absolutely love the winter. Good. All right, good thing our brakes was not frozen. So we're gonna pull it over the dump pit, dump this load of beans into the loadout bin up there, and carry on to town, see if we can get this truck fixed. All right, everybody, we got our shop up temperature. We done our playing in the snow and everything, so time to get back to work, and we gotta get on this right here. Got all my supplies and everything we need to paint the places we're gonna paint on this. What we're gonna do is the whole feeder house is gonna be repainted. It's faded pretty bad and scarred up. I'm gonna take this tape up and replace it. These couple of little small spots on the side where the paint's come off, we're gonna sand that down, paint it, and then top of the engine hood, and then the grain tank extensions, we're gonna sand those down and put a fresh coat of paint on there. That way they can ceramic coat it, and then it'll be protected and really be looking good for a long time. Got new decals ordered for the combine. They're gonna take those decals off because you can tell pressure washer's done some damage on them, and they stick out like a sore thumb with a paint correction and ceramic coating with some old torn up decals. So let me find my orbital sander and we will get this project started. All right, you can tell we got everything sanded down and taped off here on the feeder house. We're gonna do the platform up here too, and then got up there on top, got it all taped off, got everything wiped down with got everything wiped down real good with paint thinner, make sure that paint's good and clean. So now we're ready to start blowing on some primer, let that flash dry, and then go back with some paint, make her look good again. Andy done with his taping job, so now we're gonna put this thing up on blocks, and got some new shoes to put on it. As you can tell, the ones here on the back, there's gonna be some cords showing before long, but anyway, got 4 brand new tires. We'll take them on over to best one and let them put some new shoes on. Ought to get us by on this thing for another couple years anyway. Oh man, don't that grain tank extension look good? We let it dry overnight, so now I'll be good where we can fold that down, get up there and paint the red around their engine hood and everything. I almost forgot these wheels. Case IH wheels are absolutely notorious for being terrible paint quality. So while I'm painting the red on combine, I'm gonna have Andy scuffing this paint up and taping off these tires. I got some silver to go back on there and hopefully solving the problem of that paint blowing off with a pressure washer. I even had a little bit of black paint left over, went ahead and threw a coat on that ladder, man. She's gonna look good. All right, we got our wheels sanded down, taped off and wiped down with paint thinner. So I got a load of primer mixed up. We're gonna blast the wheels, and then after lunch we'll come back in and start painting the red. That's what I'm really excited to see. My friends have left the building, don't have any more supervision here in the shop. Kelly didn't want them in here with paint fumes and everything, so we got them over at our neighbors temporarily. It's actually warmed up a little bit yesterday and today. We're right around the freezing mark, but we've got light drizzly rain and it is turning everything into ice here. Oh, you can see we got a thin layer of ice on our tractor hood here. Andy actually tried to come in this morning, but the roads have gotten bad from thawing yesterday and then refreezing again last night. All this snow that had been real easy to drive on is basically turned to ice. So he had a minor incident, and I told him just to turn around, go back home, stay safe. I was hoping to get some grain hauling done today, but Bungie just called me, or CGB just called me and said, you know, the roads are starting to get real bad up there. So we're not going to risk it. I don't know about tomorrow. It just depends on how much ice we get today. But our winter wonderland has turned into a winter nightmare. I'm ready to see the snow go. I still love the cold weather. I'm really loving cold weather, but I'm about tired of the snow. It can go back to Alaska where it came from. Well, there you go. There's a finished product minus taking all the tape off. I think I did a pretty fair job. It ain't got that real high glossy finish I was hoping, but I'm by no means a professional painter. In fact, I don't even really hardly know what I'm doing. And painting that large surface of an area in multiple sections and trying to keep a wet edge to where it all kind of flows together and looks like one good paint job, I definitely don't have the skill for that. But one thing for sure, it definitely looks a whole lot better than it did before. You know, that feeder house was all scarred up and faded and everything. And tell you what, I mean, look at the color of that feeder house, and then right here at the platform, and then compare it with the body work up there. See how that body work kind of got a orangish color to it. And this fresh paint on here really brings out how badly faded that is. And I thought that paint looked pretty fair. You know, we kept it waxed and, you know, clay barred and everything else. So it's ready for ceramic coat now. It's really going to be interesting when Brian and them get out here if they can make this older paint, freshen it up and make it look as good as that brand new paint I put on there. I know they did wonders with my tractors last year, but I think this is going to be a pretty tall task for them. But if anybody can do it, I know Brian at Front Row Detailing can. And say we got our couple spots filled in. That's where it's going to be really hard to make it blend in. But hopefully with their polishing and everything, they can bring back a lot of the red in this and kind of help blend it in to that. And up there on the top, the grain tank extensions and the hood and everything, I mean, it's definitely better than it was, but I tried to get the surface real good and clean, but having to get up there and crawl around on it and everything multiple times, doing multiple colors and everything, you know, there's some grit and stuff up there. It definitely doesn't have that real smooth, glossy finish that I wanted, but hey, at least it's not faded and scratched up anymore. It definitely looks better than what it did, and after one season in the field, probably really won't be able to tell much of a difference anywhere. One place I really did screw up was on this wheel. I definitely got it too heavy. You can see it's running right there around the center. And that silver paint was hard to paint because it's really not much change in color from the primer. Definitely put it on a little too heavy, but you know, those runs are not near as noticeable from a distance as where the black parts was, where you know, paint was missing. You know, definitely did a better job on the inside side part of our duals. Heck, that's probably where I should have started. And then looking over here at this wheel, definitely did a whole lot better job on it, but it's now a 12-year-old combine. It ain't gonna be perfect, but at least it's gonna be better than what it was, which is our goal. So get this thing ceramic coated. We're gonna have a tech from H&R come out, give it its annual inspection, let us know what all we need to fix. In reality, I've got a short list typed on my phone of things we need to fix, and it's relatively minor stuff. So I think the biggest thing that we're going to check is the fuel system up there. Probably going to pull the injector pump off, have it rebuilt, have the injectors rebuilt, get that fuel pressure on that common rail system back up where it needs to be. That's probably going to be the biggest thing on there. They'll probably tell me I got a bunch of bushings and stuff wore out on the pulleys, which we've seen the last few years. Those dry bushings on these machines are super thin and they're pretty much crap. Hopefully we won't have a lot of them to replace. Hopefully we won't have too many bearings to replace, but after the ceramic coat is done, we'll run it through the shop and make sure she's ready for another crop. Hopefully going to be as big a crop as what we had last year. So speaking of which, that kind of leads me into the next topic, our next video. I'm gonna go in depth on exactly what we yielded this last year. Got that figured up, but not only that, we're gonna go one step further. We're gonna let you know how much profit we made off each crop, just so you can see from your own perspective, you know, why we plant the crops we got, and you know, what has the most profit potential too. So y'all be looking forward to that. That'll be coming up next. Also, guys, don't forget about our online store, www.farmmerchbin.com. You want some of the gear we wear, you know, hats, shirts. Well, I got a t-shirt on, don't have my hoodie on to do the painting job. A license plate, stickers, decals, a bunch of other things. Y'all be sure to go to the website. I'm sure you'll find something you like over there. Also got, you know, Dylan Joyce Farms, Crop Critic, Thomas Farms TN, Chronicles of Kayla. Got all of them over there on that same store. You know, be sure to support their channels. I also want to let y'all know this winter, we will be at the Cotton and Rice Conference here at the end of January. This video ought to post before that comes on. We'll also be at the Farm Machinery Show. Can't remember the exact days, but we'll be there that Wednesday, Thursday, and I think Friday morning. So y'all be sure to look for us there. If you happen to see us, you know, feel free to come up and shake our hands. Please, just shake our hands. I'm not a hugger. I am a handshaker. Anyway, guys, y'all see us there. Be sure to come up and say hi. Ooh, it's done got hazardous out here. This ain't nothing but just a sheet of ice. Like this right here. Woo. Let me go out here and show you what the roads look like. Well, it's a little better than what I thought it was going to be. A lot of this is kind of turning to slush, but then you got areas like right there where it ain't nothing but a solid sheet of ice. Hope this stuff gets on out of here quick. We got beans to haul.